Hey there, Mr. Terry, high school history teacher. Welcome back to another History Teacher X video. All right, Epic Rap Battles is back. And they've got a great historical matchup because we've got Napoleon Bonaparte versus Charlemagne. I think I dressed well for the occasion too. As you guys know, I'm very appreciative of Epic Rap Battles of History. They've been supporting my channel since the get-go. And I know a lot of you were exposed to my channel through Epic Rap Battles. All right, as always, I want to know who you think wins. All right, let's check this out and break it down. All right, hey, make sure that you watch the original first. The link is going to be down below. Check that out. Make sure they are getting the view, like, subscribe to their channel. We want them to make more content, so show tons of support. Tell them Mr. Terry sent you. All right, Napoleon and Charlemagne. We'll see what the history goes in. I don't want to front load it too much because hopefully I get some good chances to talk along the way. That's why you're here, right? All right, here we go. Again, I want to know who you think wins. Tell me in the comments.
Charlemagne!
Ooh, oh, made him look good.
Napoleon!
Right, see, I'm pretty close to Napoleon there.
You're a conquering king par excellence, who fathered his own renaissance and gave birth to fun. It is I, Charles the Great, son of Pepin the Short Tortured.
Yeah, Pepin.
Only backwards forcing Corsican. The Pope died, saved the Holy Roman Empire, established it. It lasted 1,000 years until you branched up and savaged Egypt, Haiti, Spain. Your campaigns are
all bad.
Your bubble of an empire popped like an albatross.
Okay. I do have to stop at this moment because it's loading with so much history that I'm going to forget to hit the points that they're making because that's what I do here on my channel. Now, the whole like face or the whole like armor and stuff they're putting on him, pretty fancy for the time. Now, he was around about 800 AD and Charlemagne is going to be, with help of the Pope, basically the founder of the Holy Roman Empire, which, like he said in the verse, is going to last about 1,000 years. And ironically, it's actually Napoleon that abolished it. So he's setting it up. He's already hitting up Napoleon's failed campaigns. Didn't go so well in Egypt. In Spain, put his own brother up on the throne. Was very unpopular. He's going to get booted out. And then, of course, we know with Russia. And, yep, he's hitting all the key points. So let's see. We go back 5 seconds. Again, if you're looking for like a full playthrough of the whole song, check out the original first, then come on back and I'll tell you some of the funny history and you'll see what I think. So this is great though. Dude, I want this costume. This is sick.
Your Haiti, Spain, your campaigns are to elaborate. Your bubble of an empire popped like an albatross. The fear of God in every
Swedish
land I take,
musicians.
leaving pagans quaking, making them do the Charlem shake. The bloody verdict of this battle has already been decided. Like the love between you and Josephine is one-sided.
Oh, do you think it was that one-sided with Josephine? I mean, there was the problem, right? She couldn't get pregnant, right? She had health problems and they had, you know, I mean, he was kind of obsessed with her, which again, he was involved with plenty of women, but it couldn't work out between them. It just wouldn't work out for his political career. But yes, yeah, the empire is going to end up popping. I mean, it doesn't last very long. His empire, he's going to get defeated multiple times. I'm sure they're got to hit the exiles, right? They're going to have to come back for that. That's going to be good. All right. I thought Charlemagne did a good job. He was talking about crushing pagans. That's because the Franks had only kind of recently, he's from the Frankish tribe, which was the strongest of the Germanic tribes, basically post-World War II, post-Roman Empire, and were Christian converts and basically forced a lot of Christianity, actually on a lot of people. A lot of Christianity spread in Europe outside of what used to be the Roman Empire through the conquest of the Franks, which is why he and the Pope also got a lot of support, aside for the political advantages. All right, so we got him coming back. You know, my little thing is not too far off. It's kind of from the era. I guess I could do the hand and the shirt thing. Here we go. All right.
You Queen's Carolingian Charlemagne. Like the love between you and Josephine is one-sided. Oh, Charlemagne, you Queen's Carolingian charlatan.
Yes, it was one-sided.
Article military artisan. You're a clanky old suit of armor. Our bombers, the janky monarch of the Franks and the Lombards.
Lombard, another Frankish tribe, or Germanic tribe.
That is canister shot, and you receive those balls when I blast you with my 12-pounder Griever ball. A petite copper.
Well, that's kind of unfair. I mean, okay, Napoleon, again, is 1,000 years later. He does have the cannonballs and the gunpowder stuff, you know, that the Franks didn't have. They're fighting old school, okay, back in the early Middle Ages. So, you know, it is something, though, that he can, if the two did go toe-to-toe, I mean, the Napoleonic army would probably waste him. Let's not be naive here. All right, here we go.
Receive those balls when I blast you with my 12-pounder graveable. And a petite corporal here to get my groove on. Even if I lose, I come back and get my coup on. I'll subdue you brutally like a royalist in Toulon. I'm the smoothest French thing in Grey seems poop on. Oh, that's
all right, so he's showing some of his victories, like at Toulon defeating the British. There were a handful of these battles early on in Napoleon's career because he kind of got really catapulted quite early, up to about when he's about 20. He's leading people, and leading against the British made him a national icon for fighting for France. Remember, this is in the midst of the French Revolution too, where France is having all kinds of problems inside and are basically at war with the powers of Europe at the same time, which was very difficult to do. But yeah, it shot him up in his popularity and gets a lot of respect, no doubt, and justifiably so. All right, let's see the rebuttal. Okay, so second verse by Charlemagne. Let's see what we got.
Like a royalist in Toulon, I'm the smoothest French thing in Grey seems poop on. Oh, that's flow.
I do kind of like Great Poupon.
That must be why you keep your head like that. No pocket. You are nothing but a whiny little egotistic swine. You got sunk by a Brit with a bullet in his spine.
Yeah.
The Russian debacle was even worse. You got beat by lice. You should have been listening to elementary school nurse. People still place my name next to God. Charlemagne. Now pretend I'm Moscow and retreat from these flags.
Ooh. He's hitting all the failures of his career. He really is the Moscow, I guess, debacle there. I mean, Napoleon, they took Moscow. Let's not put shade on that. Just the fact that the city was basically abandoned. Royal families out of there. They abandoned the city, which they pretty much are not going to burn it down, the French. But they're pissed because they wanted to take it and hopefully force something upon the emperor. And then they had to retreat out of there because scorched earth. I mean, they left that place. The Russians left it without a lot of resources to be able for them to continue on. So they have to do, hundreds and hundreds of miles, actually, or thousands, back to basically their previous front lines, get closer back to France, which led to the mass starvation and, of course, the exposure to the elements where they're freezing and starving to death. He lost most of his 400,000 that he invaded with, and I think survived, 10 to 20,000? It was insane how much that ends up backfiring. All right. It's easy to hit the Russia thing, though. It does not take a lot of skill. Let's go ahead and see what's going on here with Napoleon. He's got to come back to this.
Will still place my name next to God. Charlemagne. Now pretend I'm Moscow and retreat from these flames. I kept a violent poison around my neck in case of capture, and I almost just drank it. You are that bad of a rapper. And I'll thank you with ease. Your loss is real because you like the Alps in winter with your pregnant wife. You shouldn't cross me.
Yeah.
When I conquer, I don't need a pumped head. I grip a diamond drift hilt and put your crown on myself. The only throne you belong on is the latrine. You might be king of the Franks, but you can suck beans.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell me, because sometimes I don't know what the reference are. The beans thing, help me out with that one. Okay, now the Holy Roman Empire is interesting because basically crowned at the permission of the Pope, but really didn't rule Italy. The Pope's going to retain that. I mean, the Holy Roman Empire was largely, especially at his time, Germany and part of France, and the Holy Roman Empire never really rules over Italy, and so which crosses the Alps. You cross the Alps, and that's where you get down in there. But yeah, it's why you get the whole famous name. The Holy Roman Empire was an Holy Roman or an empire. Thank you, Voltaire, for that great one. All right, let's wrap it up.
King of the Franks, but you can suck beans. Ho, whoa, holster, you just hard. Oh, bark, Bottles of victory!
And it keeps going. What was the still frame from here? This is not from St. Helena. Was this what the house looked like in Elba? I don't know. What's the reference? All right, final thoughts. All right, this was a great episode. I'm really glad the Epic Rap Battles came back with some classic historical characters. The fun modern stuff and things, those are great, but I love the historical stuff. And this was a good matchup because the histories kind of intertwine a little bit, even though these guys are about 1,000 years apart, but similar regions. And like we said earlier, Napoleon was responsible for end up abolishing, what was left of the Holy Roman Empire, which wasn't really much by the year 1800, but there are some deep connections there for sure, especially when you look at Napoleon as supposedly a torchbearer, of European empire like those of the past. All right, I'm going to give you my thoughts. I think Charlemagne won. I thought he hit all the pressure points you got to, and I think it ended up being a little bit more clever. I felt like Napoleon had to be on defense a little bit more and wasn't able to hit hard back to Charlemagne. And maybe it's just the fact that Napoleon has these well-known things that you can attack about him. So I don't know if it was a fair fight in that way, but I don't know. I feel like maybe Napoleon could have come back. If you think Napoleon could have done better, what do you think would have been some good stuff to hit? Because he would probably need to go more on his strengths. Okay, deflect away from the weaknesses. I mean, you can go after Charlemagne, but like, what are you really going to go after? I mean, it does kind of break apart big chunks of it after he dies, but so did Napoleon. It's like a lot of the same things you would be critical of. But I think Napoleon needed to hit harder his successes. I don't know. What do you guys think? Who do you think won? And let me know down below. Bye.